Welcome back to Factorio, playing with SpaceX mod on extreme settings. So, I've done a little bit of work obviously since the last time. Don't need those. Let's just have a look at the map. We have, this was the one that we were setting up, and as you can see, the copper at copper ore 1 has already dropped by about 3 million. The next thing is iron in the way has gone to be replaced by iron in the way. But this time, well, it was 15 million, now it's only 14 million. We have also done quite a lot of landfill here. We actually did some landfill. There was a water thing here that was kind of in the way, so we've filled that in. We have built a second oil. We have a second, well, we have 2 more iron and a second copper, and we are up here about to do copper 3 and copper 4. So, without any more mucking around, let's take those out. Let us see if we have some room in any of these. We do in that one. You are now the proud owner of a bunch of wood. Let's come up here and start putting down our outposts mines. Something like this. And yes, this patch is about 70 million or so, so it's a pretty decent patch, and especially when you consider we have a 30% productivity bonus from our research. We're actually sitting at the order of 91 million it should be, shouldn't it? Simple maths. So hopefully this one will last a bit longer than the 30 million one that we did in the last episode. Doesn't really matter what order I do this in, I'm just trying to make sure that all of the power poles line up. Which now I've made it quite hard. There. You could just see the wire in the ghost footprint. Is that everywhere? Nope. So yeah, this is going to be a fairly significant addition. But if you're wondering, I only do one train per outpost because it makes the setting them up, the logistics of each one, a lot easier. And I mean, you saw how much we have already run down. What was 30 million is now 27, and not that long a time really. So if you have multiple trains going to it, you're just going to run it down that much sooner. And really, you do need more outposts, a lot more outposts, especially for a challenge of the nature of the one I'm embarking on here. Let's just tidy up some of the surplus here. There's no need to have all of these extra boxes. The extra power poles can be useful, but the boxes, no. Not that I'm going to worry about it too much. If we get an extra one here and there, it doesn't really matter. With our production, it's inconsequential really. It's just I might need a few extra power poles later on when I fit all of the what should we call it? It's the roboports. The roboports in, I might actually need some of these power poles, so having them then is probably not such a bad thing. But I definitely don't need passive providers sitting out here everywhere, so let us get rid of some of these passive providers. And now roboports. Oh, these ones aren't powered even, but yeah. We're going to need a few. Like this one up here is probably actually going to need an extra power pole, and we're now out of roboports, which I guess isn't all that surprising given how big this patch of ore is. So let's run down to our engineering train, grab some more roboports. One of these will have roboports, I'm pretty sure. You do, good. Right. Where was the last one? Up there, so... And they're reaching across, which is a good sign because it means that we're likely to have covered most of the interior of... I might put another one in there. Most of the interior of the patch, because it's long rather than wide, so there may not be too much green sort of sitting in the middle. A little bit hard for me to tell. Possibly even harder for you guys. Right, so what we normally do, of course, now is grab a blueprint just to get the stats of what we need, which would be roughly that. Of course, we don't need any of this stuff here. Well, I know I don't need, you know, stack inserters. It's a bit hard to know exactly which ones are being included and which ones are not. I'm pretty sure I also don't need boxes or rail signals. So, I mean, these, I don't need those, so those are really the ones that we want, but that's fine. We'll pop that into our menu there. We'll go down here and tell our supply train to come and bring us the goodies. I need to put some construction robots into here. And actually, I already have some of these. I had 115, so that... Ooh. That's where we need those guys. Okay. Oh, I see. We are actually missing these guys and the yellow boxes. Do I not have? I don't seem to have, do I? I don't actually have the yellow boxes on me. Well, that is unfortunate. We do have the other bits though, so let us give... oh, there we go. Let's put some of those in there. That will fill out these. It looks like we might have been missing combinators. Is that a ghost or is it actually there? If I put my roboports back in, I'm pretty sure I have. I do. I've got decider combinators there, so it would have done that if it was an issue. Alright, let's take those off then. We will need some supplies, not these ones, but instead we will need, as per this, we will need minus 150, so about 630 miners, say. 630, 410 of the passive providers, and 160 of these poles. Plus, we will need some logistic robots. I think I'll get 400. Now, that should be working. Very good. We can check our supply train. Moving in. It's easier actually these days just to come up here. You can see it filling up. So very good. Oh, that's a point. I actually want a few of those these boxes as well. Let's get, say, 20 of those. That should just tack on top of the order. There we go. Now, while that's filling up, and it's possible that one or two of those items might take, it looks like the logistic robots might take a little while, but that's okay. What we can do in the meantime is, well, A, power this up, because we never did that. There we go. Power that up. And B, let's move the engineering train out of the way. The other thing I should probably mention is I did do an expansion to nuclear. Let's just have a quick look at that since we can. We are now at a system, I think there's about 18 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or maybe there's 20 even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22. 22 of these reactors, and basically there's enough here in terms of the heat exchangers and steam turbines to do basically 3 gigawatts. Which is probably a good thing because we are now running at, well, 2.5 gigawatts, so I'm probably going to need to step that up again very, very soon. Now, where is over here? Okay, so that one is 72 million, this one's another 63 million, so yeah, 2 very good spots of copper ore. They can probably share the same outpost. We don't necessarily need to keep building an outpost supply per outpost, especially in this situation. I've also done the same sort of thing over here. This built these 2 outposts, plus I used it to restock my military resources, which I've used to push back the biters to way back here. It's a lot further back than they were. Whoops. They were sort of round here, and so I've killed all this area, mainly with the strategy of nuking and cleaning up with either the uranium rounds or some flamethrower ammo as needed. What else? The old base, the source of iron, is getting towards its last legs, and copper as well is starting to look very, very tired. We'll need to move all of these down here in the very near future to keep the old base running, but it's not going to be running for that much longer. We have this bridging thing here, and we're slowly swapping around the direction that everything's going in, and when everything is going back up to the old base, we will probably move our engineering and supply trains from up here to over here somewhere, so our build everything will sort of extend out this way and supply the supply train and the engineering train, which will hopefully be sufficiently out of the way to not interfere with our whole process of, well, the smelting process. And this stack I think I mentioned before, can hold 20 trains. So for me, that's 20 outposts before we need to build another one. And yeah, I guess really what we're doing now is just going from outpost hopping, setting up new ones, to see what other aspect of our factory is, where the next sort of problem area is, I suppose, is the way of looking at it, and then, you know, knocking each one on its head. So we'll probably soon get to a point where we need more smelters, and so this will then extend this way. We are definitely going to get to a point where this way of handling oil is no good, and we'll need a proper stacker, but that will be fine too when we get to it. I mean, this whole thing needs to change. When landfill, which is down to 3 million, when landfill gets out of the way so that we can move our main line through here, we obviously need to take out this iron, and these, in fact everything here is directly in the way of the main line, and we can't have that. We'll have to run the train line through. We have another good copper patch here. My biggest problem actually is finding good iron patches. I mean, we're getting the 20s, but not a lot of, like, I'd like to really find a 60-70 million iron before we go too far. Maybe up in this direction, who knows. Anyway, we will probably exploit that 12, that's 18, and another 2.5, maybe build something out here that will be a very spread out iron, and of course another copper to take this one. Finding exactly where we're going to run the line could be interesting. Alright, let's get on with it. First things first, let's put our robots in. Let's get a deconstruction planner, clear the area of encumbrances. Probably in the way as well. So I guess I could probably I could either run up the side here, or just keep it down below. Maybe just down below would be easiest. Let's have a look. What have we got? One of these outposts. I don't really care whether the roboports are on the top or the bottom. I suppose, strictly speaking, if I wanted to be really efficient about it all, I should... well, actually no, I mean, the boxes probably should be on the same side as the ore, but it makes so little difference that it's not really necessary or worthwhile. So you are going to be copper number 4. And at this point we're actually going to have more outposts for copper than iron temporarily. Just reset that to copper before we make an unfortunate blunder. Now, we obviously... Come on guys, what's the problem? Can cheat on the charging a little bit. There we go. So we are missing green inserters, stack inserters. We're missing some of these guys, roboports. We are also missing blue provider chests. So let's come back to the engineering train. How's our request going? Oh yes, we're definitely suffering on, I think it is the logistic robots. So yeah, everything that's going on in the old base is kind of stressed. 250. We need more green inserters too, don't we? That should, just to be sure. Let's see if that's enough. Roboports, that's right. Now, I mean, the other thing with the way I've set up these trains, the supply train and the engineering train, is that if we were getting short of supplies in the engineering train, I could easily set up a temporary train stop out here in the wilds, tell the engineering train to go back and fill up again, and come back out, or at least I think I can. Actually, I might not be able to do that, because you need to be able to manipulate the box from a distance, but maybe I should work out a way to set that up, because that sounds like a really cool idea for the future. Alright, there's our input. This is going to get slightly messy, but so we either, well, we don't really want to go down here because that's in the way. We probably have to just come out here. I mean, this is going to be low volume trunk line, even though these are good good outposts and will be around with us for quite some time. The volume of stuff going through here is unlikely to be especially high. Right, so that's got to go. That's got to go, that's got to go. That light will need to be moved. Let's try that again. Have we ruined our, we've probably ruined our connection to the outside world. Yes, I think we have. Okay, let's re-establish that. Where's supply? Actually, if we go in map view, we can actually look at the train's contents. Oh, it still has its request. Interesting. Alright, in that case, what we need to do is see if we can get that line to come back. Yep. And yeah, that still is open. And if we have a look at the other ones, they're all shut. Excellent. Okay. I think we're back on track with regards to that. Now here, we ideally want our green wires to go from this line to this line to that line, and also the red wires, because I will be introducing some more circuit stuff that will actually use the red wires. We need some copper wire as well, where at the moment the power goes this way, which is fine, but it's not ideal. Okay, and this is going to be slightly problematic, but never mind. We will find a way to cope. Yeah. We will give it a bit of a loop-to-loop kind of thing. There we go. Not pretty, but totally functional. And because there'll only ever be one train in here, let's just have some of those to delineate it a little bit. I don't really like finishing with just a chain rail signal right there. Oh, and do we have a radar over here? Because I would like radar coverage of everywhere. You're not powered because none of this is powered. Let's fix that now. Perfect. How actually is our power? 2.6 gigawatts. I think nuclear is likely to be the next ship off the rank in terms of, or the next cab off the rank, whatever the terminology is. I'm getting it confused because I'm concentrating on Factorio and not these other things, but yeah, 207, look at that, it's a bit slow. I also haven't implemented a queue-type system on the supply train yet, so that is a little bit of an issue, but we can probably, if it's still going, we'll just add, as long as we don't exceed the total supply of the the cargo space of our supply train, we can just add additional requests while it's waiting to fulfill the old ones, and that should result in just coming and providing enough for both, because this area needs to be connected to that supply network as well. Right. That should do, and that, and that. I don't really know yet how many outposts we're going to need before we will be switching up a gear and doing something else, like going back to the smelters to extend the smelter line, because actually, even though it looks like I've got 2 columns there, I haven't actually set up the bridging properly from the first column to the second one, so that will be one of the first things I do once we have overcome just the sheer demand and we are ready to move on to the next phase. There we go. That should be fine. Now a bit of clean up. Again, let's leave some poles because they can be useful. Doesn't really matter if we need a few extra poles over what we might have needed. But these boxes use red circuits, so they're sort of at a premium. Better not to waste them if we can get away with it. That looks like just about it, so let us put down some roboports, of which we're going to need some more, so let's pop back here. How are we going? We are still working on logistic robots. They would build better than this with the setup that we have, except that with the extreme lack of copper, which I'll show you actually. The extreme lack of copper in the old base, I mean, I've already showed you that, but what I mean is on the here, on the main bus, we're using so much copper relative to the amount that's coming in that there's very little to feed the copper coil machines to feed our red circuits. So hence, by the time we get down to I can probably stop these modules actually, but by the time we get down to batteries, well, these things, but yeah, batteries, no, sorry, not the batteries, but this is where Skynet is basically, so you need red circuits in these machines, if I recall correctly. And you notice that none of them have... Do you need red circuits? No, you need batteries in those. That's not where the slowdown is for red circuits, it's up here. So we can only build these each time a red circuit turns up, and as you can see it's a little bit slow. So I was keeping a stack of about 500 in here, and when this is full, I mean, these machines really don't take very long to build logistic robots, but when this is all the red circuits you're getting, it's a bit weak. Now if we got it over into the main base, even at the moment we're doing 6.5, just pretty much constantly. Plastic will vary depending on, it kind of buffers up a little bit, so we don't need to build too much to keep red at this moment for whatever reason. Only 15,000 green, so yeah, we're definitely in a situation where we need to boost the resources coming in from the raw resources, the raw ore resources, rather than anything else at the moment. So that's what we're doing. Now, what was I contemplating? Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to... put roboports around everything, wasn't I? Yep. So let's put these in somewhere nice and close. Try and maximise the coverage in the centre, because that tends to be what we miss. Is there any green part? Hard to say. Doesn't actually look like it, and it looks like all of those will get power. I might just put one more in for luck. There we go. One for luck. And now I would ideally like these networks to connect up, I think. Otherwise we need another supply outpost, which seems a little bit overkill. Let's just grab a few more roboports. How are we doing on those? I don't really want to increase the number of logistic robots just yet, because I mean 400 is not going to be enough probably, but roboports, are we getting low? That should be enough actually, just to create a bridge. One was there. Right. This will also bridge up here, so we'll be able to share the logistic robots between the two outposts, which is another benefit, I guess. If you go there, and if you move over just a tad. No, it's not going to work. Alright. Never mind, let's just do that then. That's 100% fine. So this will spread to here, so now we need to do is get rid of that, create a new blueprint. That looks like it pretty much. I don't need that. And we don't really need to worry about those, so it's another 500 mining drills and another, yeah, all of those. So, and mining drills don't take up that much space, adding them to this request shouldn't be that big a deal. $630 plus, whoops, what did I do with it? Did I not save it? Doesn't look like it. Let's do that again then. Well, we don't need any of you. Right. Tick. That's better. And finally, we'll just add this into our request, since it's still waiting on logistics spots. 130, yeah. So what have we got? Basically 500. So if we make that 1130, 1130. We need another 275, so that's 685. Of those, 685. We need another 120, so that's 280 electric poles. Leave them alone, leave them alone. So there you go. I think we'll end the episode here. I will probably set up yet another outpost while I'm waiting, this time for the iron, and yeah, I'll probably keep expanding for a while longer until we are after something else before the next episode. But in any event, I hope you're all well, and looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.